Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Culture Shock Investment Live Trading Session. We're going to dive into the markets. It's currently 10:17. Markets opened up real choppy today. We had a lot of reports come out. We had some ISM manufacturing and PMI reports drop. So we're going to go through those in a second. If you haven't, make sure you visit the website, cultureshockinvestments.com. We provide all the kind of services you need, financial education and consultation provided for the Black community. And we have a Discord community as well. All right, so go to the website, visit cultureshockinvestments.com when you have a chance. But let's go ahead into the market. Let's see what's going on with the stock market. We had the jobs report come out. Looks like the jobs report came out a little bit better, a little bit lighter than expected. Jobs openings were expected at 7.6 million, came out 7.1, which can be seen as a good sign, because that means that one, there is less jobs opening, hopefully because there are people being hired, but that's not the case. There's just less people being fired. And it's most of the people that are leaving the jobs because of quits. So that's a good sign that people aren't being laid off heavily. ISM PMI came out real good, came out 54.4. So that shows that we continue to expand in our production here in the country. Producers Manufacturer Index. All right, just to break down what this report is telling you. So we have general expansion going on because we're at 54, which is much stronger than the forecast, which is probably what's holding the market up right now, even though the JOLTS report wasn't that great. And we had some other numbers come out that are extended in the economic report, but these are the two main ones that everybody's looking at today: ISM, services, PMI, and JOLTS. There are some other reports, industrial manufacturing reports that came out that may affect the market, but these are the main ones right here for you to pay attention to. All right, let's see what the news is talking about. Qs is holding. Let's see what SPX is doing. SPX is still dropping. SPY is dropping. It's holding in. Let's see if it holds. We had a pre-market low. I'm not going to count this little wick down here. So right now I see SPY having a hold above 691. Pretty much 691. 691 is the support for SPY. So anybody trading SPY this morning and you got caught up in this pullback, look for that 691 to hold for you. If not, I will get out of there because you can pull down. You can pull down to 689, 688 pretty quickly from there. But if we hold 691, we should pop back up and start retesting highs again. This morning we had a strong open showing that the market wanted to push until those reports came out. So let's just see. Let's see. I give it till about 10:45, another 25 minutes. All right. Yahoo saying the job market shows signs of stabilizing. Venezuela. Everybody knows Venezuela is the big news. I heard that they are giving indefinite access to U.S. companies to their oil reserves. And now I'm seeing this article says Trump says Venezuela to send up to 2.8 billion worth of oil to the U.S. That's different than giving access. That's literally sending this oil. This is not going to probably continue to happen, but I do see the U.S. oil companies using things like this to develop their confidence to re-enter Venezuela, because you don't want to start opening factories and doing business from a country and then some turmoil comes up again and then you're being kicked out of the country again. That's very costly. I can set a company back a couple of years as far as its income because of all the transition that has to take place. But this could bring a great influx, but they don't want to jump right into Venezuela until they get some assurances. So that's what I'm thinking. A lot of these $2.8 billion of oil coming over is about providing some assurances. Yeah, that's what's happening there. see what else is going on in the news. $50,000, 50,000 on the Dow. That's what everybody's looking for. The Dow Jones touched 50,000. That's a big mark. That'll be a big turning point. That'll be a big psychological price level for the Dow Jones. And once we start trading comfortably above that 50,000, after let's say we hold maybe 3-4 months above there over a quarter, you can expect that to become the new support that everybody expects to hold on the market. Everybody will expect that 50,000 to hold going forward. Based on my chart looking here, we're still in a bullish trend on the SPY on my 20-minute chart. Let's go to the hourly. I'm pretty sure it's a bullish trend here. No, actually, we're in the breakout of a bearish trend that was in the hourly. What's my favorite? I've been liking the 2 hour. We're coming back into our 2 hour bullish trend. So if we extend this trend line right here all the way up through, in order to re-enter that bullish trend from the 2 hour, we would have to get above 696 on SPY, which is kind of exactly where I saw SPY going today, around 696, 697. That'll put us pretty comfortably back into the uptrend that we were in on the 2 hour that we broke down out of on last week, Wednesday, on the 31st, New Year's Eve. You see how we broke down out of this trend right here? This is the trend zone right here. For those who don't know what a trend zone is, you see this green line right here is the top of the trend zone. This red line is the bottom of the trend zone. And it shows that the market was trading within this trend. This is the trend that the indicator identified on the 2 hour. So we're trading within this trend. You see this one, it was kind of trading above trend for a good amount of time, and then because of that, it got a sharp smack. But now we came below trend. We've been below trend for a couple of days. I expect us to get a pop, which we did yesterday. But I expect continuation today. We're getting stalled out because of those reports. But if those reports didn't come out today, best believe the market would have been pushing already. So let's see if the market can shrug it off. If these reports don't impact as heavy, and we can shrug it off later on in the day and continue that push. Or if those reports go way too heavy, we start breaking back down below that 691 level on SPY. I like Qs right now. They're sitting above that 624 level. I have one of them, like we have some good volume coming in. Let me go to the 30. And then the 30-minute, it looks like most of the volume on the Qs is sitting up around 624.70. We got positive delta all morning, so I like that. Let me look at SPY's delta volume. SPY may look a little different. Yeah, SPY looks a little bit different with heavy negative delta this morning. So they're going to correlate with each other to some point. And I'm thinking that the SPY is going to find its way to correlate with the Qs. Because SPY already pushed past the Qs yesterday. So if the Qs pick up bullish momentum today, I don't think the SPY is going to be able to pull back like that. Because they hold some similar companies like NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft. And if they'll start pushing the Qs, they're going to start pushing the SPY as well. They'll catch support in the SPY. So as long as the Qs hold strength and they start pushing, I expect the SPY to start following suit. Alright, let's keep it pushing. Gee, who you watching this morning, man? You got anybody, any place you jumped in? Oh, man, you guys might need it. Okay. Anything interesting? Anything more interesting in the news I see here? Nothing here. Let's see what CNBC. Everything's about Venezuela. Alaska Airlines just bought 100 Boeing jets and carriers, biggest order ever. I was looking at Boeing. I did have Boeing on my bounce screener. It's one of the companies I had that had a recent decline that I expected to bounce nicely. And they have been bouncing nicely. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that bounce. I had levels on them down here at 181. I was supposed to grab them at 181. They're at 231 right now. Sheesh. You know, can't catch them all, but you gotta trust your indicators. See, I was charting them out down here for a reason. I should have been taking that play. 225 is going to be a new support for Bowen. That's a level. It's on a daily. Back from October 9th, 2025. You see that it topped out. You see these candlesticks back here. They both topped out around the same price. You see the high up here. You can see the high, whatever the candlestick says. So these both topped out around 226 to 25. That's why this is a crucial level I marked. And to get back into the bullish trend that it was in, let's see where it would have to go. So this gives you an idea where a company can push to. Because when people see a pop in a company or a crazy dip, it's usually not crazy. It's usually following along with some trend that the company has been on or was on. Either resumes that trend. Okay. Let me just check the weekly trend as well. See how far off we are on that. So this is the bottom of the weekly. You gotta extend it over this way. Let's go back down to
You
the
can't even
daily.
tell anything right now. Everything's so fucking choppy. Everything.
Oh yeah. Because those reports, man, people are trying to digest all those numbers. Chop city. Alright, so Bowen potentially pushed his ass up to 269, 270 before hitting real heavy resistance for re-entering the trend. Get above 270 to re-entering the weekly trend. I can see that. They cross right here as well. So what is that, by January 21st? Let's see. I'm gonna put that alert here. I'm gonna put an alert. If Bowen hits 270 by January 21st, that's gonna be crazy. Put this as the January 21st target. Let's see when it hits that. Alright, we're gonna leave that sitting there. I'm not trading Bowen, but they are on my bounce list. They didn't make it to the 2026 Winners Club, but they're on the bounce list. Even though they may be a big winner in 2026, because I do see a lot of people diversifying out of the big tech names. They're gonna go into names like Boeing and other names that are trusted around the industry, around the stock market period. The market will keep pushing, but I don't know if it's going to be because Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, all the ones we know. I think Google, Amazon will continue to push pretty strong this year, but Microsoft, Nvidia, all of them, I think they're going to lag a little bit until those data centers get built up.
Mm.
Yeah. Q's bouncing back up. SPY still sitting down here at 691, but it's holding above 691. As long as it does that, we should be okay. They're yanking on it. They're trying. I don't know who got something against SPY right now. They're trying to pull that bitch down. What's the RSI down here? RSI is still positive on the 30-minute for the SPY. Let me get the hourly. The hourly should be strong too. Yeah, the hourly is pretty high on the RSI right now. Let me look at 15-minute. 15-minute is below the mark, so we need the 15 RSI to come back above 57.
All right. See you later.
What's up, CJ?
No, not you now.
No.
I was saying somebody who called.
Okay, there you go. So, based on my volume chart, we definitely don't want to come down below 690. There's a lot of sellers waiting here. That's why all these little orange lines y'all see on my chart, that's what these are showing. There's a lot of sellers swinging down here at 690. So we got to bounce above that, and we want to look to come up to. Let me make sure those are, yeah. That was from pre-market. That was from that pre-market wick down. So there was a lot of selling that, but I wouldn't say a lot. It was just a lot compared to overnight. But for the day, where the main volume has been, we have a resistance on SPY at 692.30 to 692.70. If we get above 692.75, I expect us to break out.
Yo, what's good?
Bro, what's going on, man? Romy Rome in the house.
Rome at work.
Rome guy, we gotta do what we gotta do, man. I like an SPX call right here, man. I like SPX back to highs. And stop out if it gets below 69.40. Yeah, SPX calls up to 69.57. I'll get out if it gets back below 69.40. Boom! Right there for you. Let's get it. I'm about to jump in there right now.
You want gold?
Nah, SPX.
Which one? 69.60 calls?
Well, whatever ones you can afford, but I'm looking at the price target. I'm looking at it for us to retest the high today at 69.57 at least.
The 69.55 is $450.
Yeah, if you don't want to spend that much, then get something that's further out that's cheaper. You don't gotta get that. You don't gotta get the in that. You just gotta hold it until it hits that price. And when it hits that price, you get out.
Nah, I can't even get it anyway because I'm at work.
Oh, okay,
I'm
yeah.
training, so
Nah, lock in.
I can't be looking at the screen.
Nah,
Yeah.
don't do that.
I know CJ on there, boy. CJ made that check of XPX yesterday.
Yes.
On QQQ too. Yeah. Oh, you did that on QQQ? Yeah. Now you got the shit out X. Oh yeah. Just in and out. You in there right now? Now I'm watching it.
I'm gonna tell
I can't even watch it because I don't got two screen, kid. I just got my phone and I'm training. But that job easy as hell. Okay.
easy work, easy money, man.
They say they're gonna let me know when they put it up on the portal, and then I'll let you know. Okay. So we get much free food, CJ. Everywhere we go. I want to be a bet.
I love it, man. Get that money, man. Get that money. Keep money coming in so you can keep putting money in the market, keep growing your portfolio. And then your portfolio will keep making money for you, and then you're gonna keep. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Long term.
$100, bro. From 450 to
just like that, right?
$130 profit. Oh.
How Coinbase looking for you, Rome? Coinbase coming back.
Yeah, I see it coming back. I was down 115,000. Now I'm down 80 something thousand.
Yeah, there you go. Coming back, man. I'm telling you, you're going to get that back. You're going to get that back.
Right.
Google right now headed for the first target. I'm in these Google calls. If Google hits that 323, 323.80 area, I'm going to take profit right there. And I'm going to hold the runner for the second target to 327.80. All right. But the Google calls are ready, mind you. Remember, we're getting 1 month, 2 month out calls. No, none of the more of those weekly calls on individual companies. The only thing we're doing weeklies on is like SPX, IQs. And even those, I want you to have far out calls. I want you to have like 6 month out call that you hold on the Qs and SPY. So as the market goes up, your option contract is going up for you. And then we can play short weeklies on those. But individual companies, we keeping it 1 month out. So I had got the February 6th 355 call on Google yesterday. And they up 54% already. So I'm going to take profit as soon as we hit 323.80 on one, and I'm going to hold that running, see what happens. If it pulls back down to 321 after that, then I'll get out. And that's how I'm going to play that. So Make sure you always lock in the profit. Once you're in profit, don't give it back to the market. Green turning to red is the worst feeling. I hate when that shit happens. You in profit 20, 30%, 40%. Next thing you know, your contract go red on you because you didn't take profit or you watched it go back down. That's the worst feeling right there. Not doing that this year. No. All right, we have a lot of alerts going on. So we went through the news already. I put down the alert for Google. Who else is pushing in my portfolio today? I entered a TEM call yesterday. I'll let y'all know. Tempest AI. I like them for February, March. $80. And then Copper play was going crazy. Copper seems to be pulling back a little bit, actually. I might take profit on that last FCX call. Ended up 280%. Let me take that. Yeah, I'll take that. ROKT, GROKT moving at 93.30. I got that $92 call. Hopefully we'll be in the money. Once it gets over 97, we'll be break even. These expire in July, so we got time. You grabbed one yet, G? You grabbed ROKT? You jumped in on them boys?
Nah, yeah.
Okay, you wait for a little pullback. Rivian calls died. NVIDIA calls struggling for their life right now. Hey, what just happened? Some news just come out or something? Something must have just came out. Market just flipped. Come on now, don't play around like this. SPX right at that 69.40 stop out level, flopping around like a fish. Just put a 3-bar in on the 20-minute. But the 30-minute put a 2 down. The 30-minute never put that 2 up there. Don't 3-bar me now. It was just a 2 up. It was a nice little reversal bounce. Don't 3-bar me. Let me see if the news just said something. Or if that was just
Microsoft and SPY is no longer moving together, bro.
they moving completely different. Yeah, I think the SPY is like it's moving away from it's not moving with the big tech period, honestly, dog. Like a lot of big tech been struggling while SPY keeps pushing. He's pushing. And it's like, what's pushing it?
Today Microsoft going crazy and SPY struggling.
That's wild, right? That's wild. There's no way that should be happening.
What's good, G?
What's going on with you?
Nigga chilling, man. Yeah. Your boy working hard, man.
Microsoft did trigger the calls.
Your boy throwing box of chicken at Polio, homie. Nada, man.
Damn, boy. Microsoft call entry did trigger at 483. They pushed quick. Well, in the last 20 minutes, they just did that. Damn.
You can go that way straight ahead.
Microsoft going back for 500. Microsoft trying to get back into the $500 range. Don't leave me, Microsoft. Hold on. You know we go way back like a Maybach. Don't leave me. Let's see. I would have to get rid of one of these contracts to jump into Microsoft. Let's see. The copper call is up so much. That's what I gotta take. Let me look at the chart real quick. Let's pull up the SCX chart. Oh yeah, hit a nice rejection rejection at 57. You know what? Let me take that. Let me get up out of there right here. Let me take that. I'm gonna take this profit right here. One more contract. Take this.
Excuse me.
Get out of there because I think Microsoft is getting primed and ready. It came up on my bounce screener too, one of my bounce filters. So what they put in the 3-bar down last week. If we put a 3-bar in up this week on Microsoft, oh yeah, it's a go. Best believe it's a go. If we get above 489.60 this week, Microsoft's getting ready to pop. We going back to 505, 510. 505 is a crucial level for Microsoft. If we get back above there, I might start dancing. Okay. Hit the Chris Breezy. If we get back above 505 on Microsoft, I'm going to be very confident that they're going to go to take out that 555 high. That high at 550, 555 area. We're going to go for that. But I got to see us touch 505 first. Until we do that, I don't believe it. Still pretty bearish. Look on Microsoft. This PX flopping around like a little fish over here. Get your shit together. I want to see them above 69.55. Get back above there. Just alert up here. Put your ass right here. Put your ass back above there. And you don't close below here. Alright, what other alerts we got going on this morning? We got crazy amount of alerts going off. Let's go and check in on the alerts real quick before I hop off the stream. Qs, we already know what's going on there. AMD puts we're triggering. AMD puts started to trigger. AMD on the 2 hour. AMD looks like it's holding support at the put entry level. This is the no man's
Don't
land.
say IWM no more?
Yeah. I just didn't have them on the list this week. I just didn't put them on the list this week. Wow, what's good with IWM? They was by, I know they was struggling now. Yeah, they ain't no man's land right now. They was 252 to 255. Between that range is the 252 is the put entry, 255 is my call entry. And it's like right in between right now. If we get above 255, I like it. I do got an alert set right there. At 255.75. Get back above there, I like it to push to 258.23. And then 259.85. Held that 252 real good yesterday. Bounced, pushed all the way up to call entry. So let's see if we can push back above call entry today. That's a good sign. They put a nice pattern in on the daily. But they are, like most patterns I see, they are in this rising wedge, which is a little bearish pattern. Let me see. Yeah, IWM to 260. I like it up to 260. If we get up there, 259.80. After that, I don't know what's going to happen. Let me see. Let's go. Coinbase put alert went off. Oh yeah, Coinbase came right down to put entry at 242. Coinbase was trying yesterday. It's been trying the last few days, but it's gonna struggle. I ain't touching Coinbase between 240 and 277. It sounds like a wide range, but trust me, for Coinbase, that is not. She'll whipsaw you around. I ain't touching them. I don't like that. Meta push triggering. I mean, SPY must be. SPX is pushing back up. Okay. Well, shit is all over right now. Let's see. The Meta put triggered. Meta pulled back from 660 all the way down to 648. That's a pretty vicious pullback from yesterday to today on Meta. If Meta starts closing below 30 below the put entry level, let me see. Well, I won't say 30. Let's say hourly. Let's say hourly. Yeah, if they close an hourly below that put entry level, I might grab that Meta put. Because Meta has a tendency to slip quick. Waiting for the recovery rally back above 700, but they don't hold certain levels. I will play that quick dip. My baby URA, uranium ETF, is at 49.47, which is one of the targets I had. It's pretty much near the $50 psychological level. This is near one of the midpoints. And then from here, we still got room to run on them, actually. We could go up to, remember, energy is one of the main bottlenecks in AI. You're going to hear that term a lot. Bottlenecks refers to a part of the supply chain for a certain industry that is tight or is not enough supply for the demand. That's what creates a bottleneck. So right now, energy is in a bottleneck for AI, and so is energy, and I want to say the infrastructure. So until those two things start catching up, the production is going to be limited. So you can have the greatest AI in the world, but if it requires too much energy, then the energy is not there to do it. So what they're trying to figure out now is how to increase production at the same amount of energy consumption, which was the big thing with Jensen Huang at his recent presentation that they got. Their new upgrade is able to produce 10 times more tokens at the same amount of energy expenditure, which is a 10x increase in production, which is very good. It costs a lot more, of course, but if you could get 10 times as much work done with one machine instead of having to buy 10 Blackwell machines, then it makes sense to do so. And that's what a lot of big companies are going to do. They're going to buy that machine, especially if you're in mass production. Like people who are using AI on a medium scale that are not large corporations may not be buying the new machine that they're putting out. They may not even be buying the Blackwell. They may be buying more simple NVIDIA chips or the H200s because that's all they need. So it's all about need, and they're constantly trying to extend their capabilities to be able to meet the needs of the biggest companies in the world and the biggest ideas in the world. Now let's see how that pans out. Uranium is going to be an energy source. Nuclear energy is going to be a major energy source, clean energy source for the AI expansion to occur over the next 5 years. They're going to tap into all energy. So I think people think it's only going to be nuclear. No, it's going to be nuclear. They're going to do satellite. They're going to do natural gas. They're going to tap into all forms of energy because that's how much energy is needed. I heard a word on while Lisa Su was talking during her live presentation. What the hell is this shit called? I think she called it let me see what the name of it called. This amount of data. I've never heard about this amount of data in my life. A Yotta flop. That's what it's called. YOTTA flop. A Yotta flop. They said they got to add 10 plus Yotta flops in the next 5 years. They're going to add to able to meet the compute power needed for AI. And that is 10 times more compute power than the whole world had in 2022. The entire world. So that means you can see where the expansion is coming for the need for memory and energy. That's the other bottleneck, memory. So that's why you see companies like Micron going crazy, SanDisk, because they need someplace to store all this information. Because the AI, as it's learning, is storing knowledge and information, so it needs places to store it. So it needs chips to store it in memory units. So that's why Micron keeps going crazy. Micron, I can't catch Micron now. I'm like gonna chase them. Them and SanDisk, I'm gonna wait for one of those kind of little fear pullbacks that you get when the industry is expanding real rapidly. You know, there's that moment of bubble fear that comes in with any industry. Like AI just had its bubble fear moment, and the video was down, and everything was down. Everybody was worried about it being a bubble and the expansion not being able to keep up with Moore's law, all this kind of stuff. That's going to come anytime you have rapid expansion in the industry. People are going to have a moment of doubt. When that moment of doubt comes in for memory, and they have that pullback, I'm jumping on that shit because I know they're going to need memory continuously, and indefinitely. So the companies that are masters in that, I want to be one. This is interesting that this alert just went off. I'll put y'all on to Inside Gem right here. This Albemarle, I actually picked them up on my screener last night. I didn't know who this company was until I started looking into them a little bit more. So they engage in development and manufacturing of marketing of chemicals for consumer electronics. Chemicals for consumer electronics, petroleum refining, utilities, packaging, construction, transportation, pharmaceuticals, crop production, food safety, and custom chemistry services. It operates through the following segments: energy storage, specialties, Ketgen, and all others. The energy storage segment develops and manufactures a broad range of basic lithium compounds, including lithium carbonate and lithium hydroxide. So when you start hearing those words, lithium, you start to hear energy, electricity, conversion. These are the companies that are going to be tapped into when the AI boom. And you could see, what was this? In June of 2025, this company was trading at $62. And just in June, 6 months later, this company is $163. That is an increase. Let me see. That's an increase of about, it's increased about 130% in the last 6 months. All right. Ridiculous. And it's just now getting to a recovery point from this dip that it took. Because this company took a major dip back in 2023 October, and it never really recovered from that. It just kept going down. But this is the first time it's gotten back to its October 2023 price. So if you were invested in 2023 October, we're back. We back for you. We came back for you. All right, clap it up. And now we're going to get ready to take off and retest these highs that it was in. At one point, this company was $334 at the high. All right, we're going to put a little purple line up there just to remind us that's the ultimate hope and wish that we get back up there. But we don't chase the all-time high. We chase it one level at a time. And on the way up from this, I think if you get in right now, because that's a long call trigger, I would say look for a contract at least 6 months to a year out on them. And our first target we're going to look for is 177. And we're going to follow that up by the target up here at 183. So that'll be our first two landmarks that we're going to look for. And this is a long call, so you're going to give yourself room for the stop out. We want to say if we pull back below 140, stop out. If you want an earlier stop, you can stop out earlier if we pull back below, because it should hold support right here at 152. All right, so you can get a stop out at 152 if you end up in a shorter contract, or 140 if you get the long contract, like I said, like a year out. But I like them to push. So I'm gonna add one of their long calls to my watch list right now. I'm not gonna jump into like at the confirmation. Let's look for confirmation of a 2 hour. It's one of my little gem babies right here. Exclusives. That's an exclusive right there. Okay. We had gold crossing the call entry. Gold was at 412 yesterday. Actually pulled back down to call 408. What else we had going on that I want to look at? Airbnb calls started going on. Oh, gee, let's see what Airbnb doing. Okay. Airbnb broke above call entry at 138. The guy is trying to push for that 140 target. Then we got 143.19. We'll put my alert on since we're above call entry. Let's put the target alert on for Airbnb. You heard, G? Alright. Airbnb above call entry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Above 138. I can see them ahead for 140 and 143.19 after that. I know you like them boys.
Yeah, I've been had some leaps on them since like last fall.
Alright, good. Yeah, they're in a little double top area right here, 138 on the 2 hour. They put in the double top is showing, so they got to pretty much break above 139 to break that. It start this breakout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, SPX, get your ass back up. I want to see SPX above 69. I want to see SPX at 69.60 today. Let's see. Who else triggered an alert? ASTS. This is an interesting one. This is on the space companies. And space companies have been going crazy the last month or two. ASTS is one of those ones I think is going to have a nice push. They're breaking the $93 level right now. I would set a target for them right at $100. These are companies I don't know too well or too much depth about, so these are not things I want to hold for a long time. I want to get long out calls on them, don't mean you're going to hold it for a long time. It's when you're trying to decrease your risk. So I'm going to get a long out call on ASTS. As soon as we test something, we go back to the monthly. Yeah, we were above 100 before, so when it tests that all-time high that it was at over here, looks like at 102, I'll be out. I'll be out right there. Don't mess with it. It may take off crazy after that, but I don't know enough about the company to be want to hold it.
Sophie crashed, huh?
Sophie crashed out, man. It's crazy because financials are pushing. Oh, it's right here. Oh, Sophie's alright. Sophie right at the call entry, 26.50. I thought it came down further than that. 26.50. I like it right here to hold this support. If it holds this support, I like Sophie to bounce back up to 30 from there. But if not, puts below $25. If it gets below 25, that's put central. Sophie. I was gonna say we need to look more into banks too. I was looking at Bank of America last night. They came up on one of my screener lists. Bank of America's been pushing, boy. And I think the financials are gonna do good with a lot of these companies. A lot of these major companies gonna need financing and loans for a lot of these projects they're doing, AI projects. So they're gonna go to the banks. They're gonna go to each other and the banks. They're gonna order a lot more transactions through the banks. Bank of the
Jones report should be moving the market like that.
You said the Jones report what?
I said, since when did the Jones reports move the markets like that?
Yeah, because people worried about how it's going to impact the Fed's decision on interest rates. They feel like the Fed is mostly worried about jobs right now. So job openings sway too much one way or the other, and then people start getting worried that the Fed not going to cut rates. Stuff like that. Yeah, so they be like, oh shit, this didn't come out how we want to. Fed most likely may not cut rates. Most likely, it's not as likely to cut rates as we thought this next Fed meeting. So people start getting a little shaky. But hopefully that shit shakes off by 12:30, man. Shake that shit off, Market. Man. Come on. We bullish. Put your bullhorn back on. Shake that shit off, Spy. Spy going for 700 before the end of January. It may reject like a motherfucker when it hits there. It may reject like crazy when it touches it. But I think it's going to push for it. I think the people just going to push for it to get there. And then at that point, yeah. Mm-hmm. If we get to 700 by the end of July, I think by the end of January, that'll put us. Let's see what that is.
Y'all radio.
Yo, you on the radio? What's going on, bro?
What's going on?
Nah, just looking at these charts, seeing what Spy gonna do when we go to 700. Just gonna reject immediately. They push a little bit over. I think we may get 710, set up 711, and then it's gonna pull back right back down like 680.
Let's see.
Come right back to 680. And that's not even gonna be that bad of a pullback, but people gonna feel like it is.
Yeah, I had jumped in on that little pullback it had.
Okay. You jumped in on some calls.
Yeah, I jumped in some calls, some 693 calls.
All right. Well, we in our fourth bullish session based on my Lux Algo session streaks indicator. So we 4 bullish sessions in. We right at the bottom of
Microsoft about to touch 490.
Oh, Microsoft is back. Come on, Mikey. Oh, man. I missed the call entry.
I missed that shit this morning too, boy.
I'm sick. I missed that
So
call
mad about
entry.
that shit.
Because you know how Microsoft contracts move.
Yeah.
It's about to put a 3 bar, back-to-back 3 bars in a weekly. But this is going to be a 3 bullish.
Yeah.
Reversing the 3 bearish
It's
bar.
them in Google.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna change Google up.
I'm already in Google. I thank God I got in Google yesterday, boy. I got in Google. I knew that little pullback. I said Google gonna pop on this pullback. It was triggering call entry. I was like, yeah, let me jump in here.
And also Eli Lilly, boy.
I don't even look at them anymore, man. Eli Lilly make me sick to my stomach.
Since yesterday, I was looking at the $1,100 calls, boy.
Eli Lilly make me sick to my stomach, boy. I had Eli Lilly.
I'm talking about I should have jumped in yesterday when it was 185. I said, you know what? That shit look good for 1,100. I said, you know what? I ain't gonna risk it. I'm just gonna wait till open. I should have just pulled the trigger. That 185 turned to 2 bands this morning. $2,400 high, my nigga, this morning.
Yeah, that's crazy. Eli Lilly contracts move ridiculous, bro. Their delta is crazy on their contracts. When you look at it.
Oh my God. So I'm like, are you serious, bro?
Yeah, Eli Lilly pissed me off. Bro. I was looking at Eli Lilly back in when he was like 780, and they kept rejecting the 850, rejecting, taking my money.
At 1,100, man.
Now they at 1,100. Yep. Another reason why I gotta get long out contracts. Because if I would have had a year on Eli Lilly, I would have been able to hold that. I had 1 month out, but their contracts are expensive. Their contracts aren't cheap either.
Yeah, but when they move, you feel me? That shit gonna pay.
Yeah, but I need to be able to afford some time. So if I could afford like a 6 month out contract on them or further, then I'll probably do that if I don't like what the price is.
You gotta wait on the next pullback or some type of dip. Like you said, like I think it's gonna get back to like what the 1,040 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Man, Microsoft trying to make go out the money crazy, bro. Microsoft contracts is expensive right now. They know they're about to put Microsoft contracts don't usually be this expensive, bro. For 30-day out contract, they don't usually cost this much. These shits are expensive. For the $500 call, they want $1,000 right now. And Microsoft contracts usually do not cost this much. Okay. Yeah, that means we definitely got the call. Microsoft put a 3-bar on the weekly. Okay, yeah, I'm getting this call. Fuck it. If he dies, he dies.
The $500 calls this week up 500. I mean, yeah, 800%.
That's what I'm saying, bro. These contracts for 3 days out is ridiculous right now. I'm looking at the 520s for February 6th or the 525s.
Yeah. If you to swing, oh my God, kid. If you to swing a 10-pack yesterday, the 500s, them shit would have
Right.
been $50. And now each of the contracts today would have cost $50.
Right. The whole
You
10
paying
pack would have cost you
$50.
50.
Right? Oh
Oh,
my
man.
God.
All right. So
That's what you call a come up, boy.
yeah, I think I'm gonna do the Microsoft 3, the 530. You motherfuckers, boy. They put that 3-bar in, man, on the weekly. That's very bullish. It's only Wednesday.
Yeah, it's only Wednesday, boy.
I'm just gonna get one contract. That's it. I ain't gonna do nothing crazy. I'm gonna get one contract. So I was thinking about getting 5, but I'm just gonna do one. Do one contract.
Yeah, because you never know, boy. It might reject, then bounce back up again.
Yeah, Microsoft play funny like that sometimes. The Google 355 calls is up 50% here. And it's kind of stuck right there for a second. Let me look at the Google chart. So let me put my alert on Microsoft. When Microsoft get above 492.50, I want to know. And then we got 495 and 498. The key level for Microsoft for me though is 505. We get back above 506, 505. Oh yeah, we going back. We going back to 550. But we gotta get above 505 first. If we don't get above 505, if it gets up to near 505 and rejects again crazy, not a good sign.
No. I ain't even jumping some IWM calls, boy, on that dip.
Oh yeah, I ain't touch IWM until they get above call entry. They've been floating between call and put entry in no man's land for a little minute now. Sophie came down call entry. I'm tempted to grab them, but I want to see how they look. They've been dipping the last couple of days. Let's see if they can hold themselves at all. Breaking news: Saudi Arabia opens capital market to all foreign investors.
Yeah, they were saying that like anybody could invest now in that market.
February.
Starting February 2nd or 1st.
Yeah. Okay, that's big news, man. I think that's why Saudi Arabia. Remember look at the ETF. So the international ETFs, the Saudi Arabia ETF did take a pop recently. That's probably why. Let me see. This is KS. Yeah, this is it right here. The KSA. Oh yeah, they took a pop yesterday, but they did crazy today. They went up to 37 yesterday, came back down. But they got a good recovery route to go on. I like them going back above into the 40s. You see where they came down from. If you can see my chart, this is the Saudi ETF right here. This some time for you. This is 2022. Those are at $50, so it's at $36 right now. I got an alert on them if they get above 39.40. They get above 39.40. KSA Saudi Arabia ETF. It'd be good to have for international exposure. I already told myself we got to do more international exposure this year for sure. Well, at least for my portfolio, I got to add on to that. If you haven't built your base portfolio yet, you got to build your base portfolio and expand from there. But don't try to be too diversified if you haven't even built your base portfolio yet. Some people start their stock portfolio and the first thing they do is diversify. And it's like you got too many companies for the amount of money you got in there. Unless you're starting off and you put $100,000 into something, even then you don't want to be too diversified into so many things that you don't understand. Now, as you get more understanding of the market and stuff like that, then people should diversify more, of course. But when you just starting, you be good with 2 or 3 companies and just hyper focus on those. 2 or 3 ETFs really. Let me see. Any other left off I want to look at? I don't think so. Alright, so we went through the alerts. We went through some news today. Shout out to Twitch. I'm going to go back and edit this video for the people. Everybody that's on Twitch and that's on TikTok, make sure you follow Culture Shock Investments on all platforms. Visit the website. And I will see you all next session, next live trading session. We might come live tomorrow for you. Let's see what the markets are doing though. All right, I'll see you guys. Every time I go live, I'll be on here by 10 a.m. for you. Okay, so you can expect the live trading at 10 a.m. Classes on Sunday at 7 p.m. Charting sessions Monday, 9:30 a.m. All right, so I'm gonna put that schedule in on Twitch so you guys can see it. But everybody that's following, that's the schedule right there. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. All right.